Yo, what's up? This is Vivi in Switzerland. Today we're on tour with the band Ultra Vomit again, and I'm doing working with the band for this tour in the summer with some dates. It's cool. And today we're in the Les Docks from Switzerland. Let me show you the place. But today I'm gonna tell because I was speaking with some bands that I'm working with as well, and I wanted to make this video for bands for members of bands that they have a lot of different projects and they split their energy into so many different things. I'm going to explain about this because I think it's very important that you understand how important how important is to achieve this, achieve this kind of professionality now I'm going to show you in the stage, or also, for example, in the merch that we are selling right now. To achieve this kind of professionality, this band is called Ultra Vomit. It's from France, and it's like super pro. But maybe if you are outside from France, you will not know about this band, maybe because they are only oriented for French metal, and Francais. But it would be kind of very difficult if everybody in this band, they would have so many different projects, very different bands, to achieve this level of detail, But this level of detail, I'm meaning like this level of detail. I don't know if you see it, or this level of detail, or the level of details in the merch and also in the stage. Let me show you very fast. I'm gonna explain why is, I think, the biggest number one error is the thinking that having so many bands, it increases the chances for you to be successful in one of them. But to achieve this level of detail, you have to be so fucking focused, immersed, and putting all your energy into just one thing, And I am explaining this because I was having a conversation yesterday, with a guy that had 3 different bands from 3 different genres, with 3 different groups of people, and everyone in their own vibe, And this, it can be tricky, because let me just put the phone maybe over here. Let me see if I can put it here or somewhere there. This can be a bit tricky, because I don't know where to put the phone. Fuck you. I will leave it here. Let's see. Here. Yeah. This can be a bit tricky, guys, because being with different bands, in the case of this guy, you are putting energy into different projects, different releases, different tours, different niches, and all of a sudden you will wonder, like, okay, anything of these projects are growing. You have to think like a project like this, like your band, it's like a plant, It's like a plant. You put a plant here, and all of a sudden you nurture the plant. I'm gonna grab the phone. I like it. You nurture the plant, and let's go. Okay, you nurture the plant. You put some water, and then all of a sudden, this plant will grow. It will eventually grow. So if you don't do this job, and if you're doing this job in 3 different plants, the 3 plants are not gonna grow the same. You're splitting your energy, your investment, your money, your energy, your everything into those plants, and not all of the plants will grow. That's the problem, And when I'm speaking about growing the plant, it's not just building the songs, building the narrative, building the visual identity, but also thinking a cool strategy. Think about this. You're spending a lot of energy creating the songs, creating this, and then you have to spend even more energy on creating a cool strategy, a cool strategy that gets these songs to reach people, which is not easy, man. It's not just you press a button of promotion and it works alone. You have to really think about it and spend a lot of energy. And just for this, I have this artist survival kit. It's a free resource that I give for free. It's a step-by-step guide on how to promote your next release, like a major label would do. So you could do it. You drive correct traffic to Spotify, and you send positive signal with potential fans, so they eventually become your monthly listeners and your fans. This artist survival kit is a free resource you have in the link in the description of this video, and I encourage you. It costs a lot of money, if you have to do it with an agency. So now you can do it for free in this press kit, in this artist survival kit. Download it there, okay? But it's everything is energy. You have to put in everything, and also strategy. And what happens also is that you spend so much energy into creating the song, the music video, and this, but then when it arrives the strategy, the time of strategy, which is the key part, you don't have energy left, and you just like, oh, I give up, I surrender, I just upload it on Spotify, post the music video, the music video on YouTube. You make a post. Wait, why is this? Okay, you make a post, and that's all. And you think that with this hard work it will work, and no, man. The most important part, where people that is not aware of you is starting to be aware of you, and are starting to be aware of your music. That's the most important part. That most of bands they end up discouraged, like after all this work, because it's a hard work. I understand, creating the songs, creating everything, creating the music video. You don't have any inch of energy left for this, and you all of a sudden feel like, fuck man, I cannot do this anymore. I just post it, I do whatever real, and let's hope for the best. But hoping for the best means that, man, it can be very heartbreaking, after all the energy and thousands of euros you invested in that, and thousands of hours, then all of a sudden you find that these songs, are invisible in through 2-3 weeks. Nobody is talking anymore about your new release, and fuck man, that's not cool. And it's not because it was not maybe good enough, it's because you didn't work enough the strategy. So imagine that you have to do all this hard work, not for just one band, but also for 3 bands. And then you have a side work, so you get money in the meantime, because you're not making enough money with music, which is normal when you're starting. And then you have also family or member or girlfriend, or you're married, or even you have kids. So imagine where do you take all this time and energy to do properly for one big project, the project of your life. So when I had these situations, when I found people like that they're having so many projects that they think that it's just about getting in the right project. It's not. It's just picking up the project, getting married to that project, and taking it to the next level. That's why my advice on people who is struggling this, or they think that this is a good way to approach on, okay, let's try to be as many projects. So let's see if one is exploding. It will not explode, man. If you're one of the brain members, if you're one of the leaders, it will not explode. Maybe you're just a guitarist, or you're just a session member, and the other person is making the job for you. Maybe then eventually. But if you are one of the members that are leading the leading role of the vision and carrying everything, it will not explode, because you're sparing your energy into different things, and your energy is not unlimited. You have a certain amount of energy. That's why people who is really successful in these projects, even that they have other things for a certain period of time, they have to really put their 100% on there. Otherwise, it's impossible. So that's my advice. That if you find yourself into different projects, different things, and you feel like, fuck, I don't know what to do, think about what is really the place where you feel that the people is more aligned with your vision, is more likely to treat this as a professional thing and not like a hobby thing to play in the weekends. If your goal is to really live from music and make something like professional, you will have to take this decision, because it's very, it's very respectful if you want to just have a band to hang out and make some beers and play some shows either during some weekends in some months. That's cool too. But if this is not your idea, and probably if you're watching this video, it's because you are pretty serious about what you're doing, then your people who you are doing this project is not aligned with you, with your values and your standards that you want to do with a band. So that's where the hard job of you taking decisions that are hard, because probably they are your friends. You will have to take decisions because it's your life, man. It's your career, and you want to make. You don't have time all the time. You don't have unlimited time. There is trains, and there is sometimes in a life of somebody that it's your last train. It's your last chance. It's your last album. It's your last, time that you can put all your 100% investment, energy, time into one project. So why should you just relax and live from the standards of other people that they don't treat this as a priority? But you should find people who is also in your vibe, which is out there. There's people. I'm in constant communication with people like this. So try to find those people and make the project of your life. It's not about being super talented. it's just about being, from my point of view, it's my point of view. It's about having the guts and the attitude of I want to make this fucking explode, you know. And to do this, it's about picking up the right project and doing it the right way, you know. And with the time you will learn. With the time you will be more successful with your strategies. You will learn what is the things that works better, what are the things that works less. And with this, you will find the way to do it, you know. Everything you have to learn, everything. So it's just a matter of attitude. But it's important that you are in the correct environment, that's for sure, yeah. And that's why I like to make these videos, because these videos bring me people that are a bit in maybe steps that I was years ago, and it helped me bring clarity to people who is in that moment of their career, that they have to take decisions and they have to focus their minds, focus their their way, and try to do things as much better as you can. So I love to help people, you know, to guide and give a little bit of clarity to these people, because I understand that sometimes it can be really confusing, you know, especially with an industry and where everyone is keeping everything secrets on their own, and and the information is like not very available, and people is, you know, just very like I do my thing, I have my contacts, I don't, it's hard to get some, you know, real experience of musicians that are doing this and how they live this. And every musician that is in the top level, you know, like big musicians, all of them are used to this, you know, are used to this kind of conversation, but they don't, I guess that they just talk about this in some certain interviews or some things, and I understand it's part of the past, but I grew a lot lately in my last years with people that took the camera and spoke about their expertise, what they did for the last 10-15 years, what they did and what they learned. And I learned from this a lot from people like this, but I didn't find too much people doing it in the music industry, in the music business, you know, and especially in metal. So I felt like, fuck man, people from other industries like book writers and also self-development professionals, trainers and coaches, they helped me a lot, gaining much more perspective in how to manage the industry, how to understand the market and everything, just by sharing their daily life, their daily thoughts, their daily learnings. So I thought, why should I do this here on my YouTube videos for metal musicians that are trying to also make what I am already trying to achieve with my band, or what we already achieved, which is not that crazy. I mean, it's not like the craziest thing, but well, we managed to release 6 albums all over the world and play all over the world, from Japan to the United States to Latin America. So I guess that this is something that not everyone can do, but it's not because it's not available for everyone, but you have to also learn and do in some certain things that are important that you apply on your music. So with these videos, I try that you understand the philosophy and how to implement these things, so you can go much faster to this desired outcome, that maybe it's you want to play in this festival, you want to play the world, and you want to tour, and you want to export your music and make people understand and live from what you're doing with your music. So that's beautiful. That's the most beautiful part. So that's why every month I try to guide 5 musicians in my calendar. You have the link in my calendar in the bio. And I do a free strategic session where I try to give clarity, as I told you from the other guy that had many bands, 3 bands. I try to do these clarity meetings, you know, where I try to guide as much as I can, because I understand that sometimes information is hard to get, or vision is hard to get. So I enjoy a lot to do this, man. It's one of the things, the passions that I discovered in the last years that I knew by heart for a long time ago, but I didn't know how to do it. And I think thanks to YouTube, I found a way how to reach these people, people like me, and people that wants to grow, people that wants to do things better, people that wants to learn. And yeah, that's why I started to do these free strategic sessions. You have the link in the description of this video if you want me to help you with your next release, with your what you have right now in your musical project. You can book a session there, okay? I hope that you found value on this one. Energy is very important. It's our most important resource, more than money. It's our energy. So be careful where you spend your energy. That's my advice, my personal advice, because running a company, school, you know, an online school with not just guitarists but musicians that want to make an impact with their music, and also having a band like Cryzix, and also trying to combine my family life and my friends' life. That's not easy. So imagine if you have to combine with more things, you know. So guys, it's been a pleasure. You have a lot of other videos in my channel, and you can also follow me at BB Plaza, where I can show my daily life on tour right now, and in the next weeks more tour is coming. So follow me at BB Plaza on my Instagram as well, and you can also contact me or send me any question there. Okay, it's been a pleasure. See you in the next episode. Cheers.